Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Beats Beyond Boundaries, where melanin pops and conversations never stop. I'm your host, Kay.
And I'm Symphony.
And welcome to my channel, here to sprinkle a bit of joy, a dash of sass, and real talk into your day.
Join us as we chat about the world of music, artists who move our souls, and dissect the latest hits and stories that lift us up. So whether you're here for behind the scenes, gossip, or a dose of inspiration, we've got your back.
So go ahead and grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's get this conversation started. The topic of today's conversation is Tiffany Red. And for those of you who may or may not have heard of her, she is a multifaceted American R&B singer-songwriter and activist. Tiffany has earned accolades for her contributions to the music industry, including a Grammy Award in 2009 for Best R&B Album for her work on Jennifer Hudson's self-titled album. She was nominated again in 2014 for Best Urban Contemporary Album for her contributions to Fantasia's Side Effects of You. Over the years, Tiffany has written songs for a wide array of artists, including Zendaya, Jason Derulo, Cassie, Joe Jonas, and many other big names, showcasing her versatility across genres such as R&B, pop, and K-pop. She is a powerhouse behind the scenes, and despite her incredible talent, she's faced some serious challenges in getting the recognition she deserves. And honestly, her story is both inspiring and, frankly, a bit infuriating.
It's a classic tale of the music industry's shadowed corners, where credits can sometimes slip through the cracks. Imagine contributing to Grammy-winning projects but still fighting to be seen. It's baffling and, frankly, a scenario many talented women, especially Black women in the industry, find themselves in.
Spent so much time with so many incredible songwriters with top 10 Billboard hits and they can't pay rent.
These artists are making hundreds of $1,000s a night. The smallest part of your income is publishing. Meanwhile, here's a writer who's making money only from publishing. Why are you taking from that?
You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't be making nothing because people are paying to work. Like,
So as a songwriter, do you just wait for your publishing to get paid, or do you have a fee to even walk into a studio?
Songwriters are
different?
traditionally not paid, so I get paid the least of everyone. The engineer gets paid every session, studio gets paid,
The producer?
producers get a fee, the management gets commission. I only get paid if it is successful.
It's disheartening to see someone so talented have to shout just to be heard. But on the flip side, Tiffany Red has become a beacon for change, advocating for fair compensation and recognition for songwriters and producers alike.
You know, actually, I read that when her activism became notably public in June 2020, when she voiced concerns over the undercompensation for her contributions to the K-pop hit Boss by NCT, that it led to the establishment of the 100 Percenters, a nonprofit organization advocating for equitable treatment and pay for music creatives, especially those from BIPOC, which stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color and marginalized communities. Her efforts have garnered attention from major media outlets and support from entities like Sony Music Publishing and the YouTube Black Voices Fund.
It's a stark reminder of the political side of music production. The industry can be unforgiving, and stories like Tiffany's show just how much resilience is needed. Despite the odds, she's not only survived, but thrived, turning her challenges into a platform for advocacy.
it's so crazy how executives and CEOs and all of these people, these business people, can speak about the importance of a songwriter and their part in the creation of the product that your company sells, that you can acknowledge our importance, that you can acknowledge how incredible of a gift it is to be able to create and write music, and yet not pay songwriters. Make it make sense, Lucian. How can you profess how important songwriters are to you, to your career and what you do, but you don't pay them. Your artists don't pay them. Record company A&Rs are bullying songwriters for attempting to negotiate. How could you value songwriters when you make a constant effort to hold them back, to stop them, to exclude them from the conversation? You're having this conversation right now about changing the streaming model from pro rata to artist centric, but nowhere in this conversation do I see songwriters spoken about or included. It's UMG, Deezer, Spotify, Tidal. Where are the songwriter groups? Where are the songwriters at the seat at that table? You guys are discussing our shit, not yours. You don't write songs. We write songs. You can't continue to make decisions on behalf of everyone without speaking to everyone to see what the fuck they want and how it benefits them. How does the artist-centric model benefit us? Because up until now, artists have not been paying us. So if more money goes into the artist's hands, does that mean that the artists are now going to pay us more money? How does this work?
Tiffany Red's journey underscores the need for systemic change in how we recognize and compensate all creatives. Her story isn't just about the struggles, it's about sparking a movement for equity and fairness.
There is a misconception that there aren't a lot of women producers or engineers, but there actually are. They aren't granted the opportunity to present themselves.
I've always loved music without lyrics.
How are these sonics being created?
I really didn't know that engineering was a job title or a job. They showed me a recording studio and I just thought it was the coolest thing.
I just researched. I bought my first NPD 16. It's a beat machine. Call myself making beats. A$AP Ferg was one of the first people to push me to become a producer. As soon as I made my first beat, I sent it to him and he used it. He shot a video, he put it out.
Travis, he was in the studio with Jay-Z at the time working on the Magna Carta album. One day he called me and then said we got one on Jay-Z's album.
I remember working with Migos and they coming in to Uzi's session. Childish Gambino shouted it out when he was accepting his award, and the song went even crazier.
Walking into the room, it's always that stereotype of oh, she must be a singer, or she's trying to pursue an artist career or whatever.
I don't know, there's something about this music industry where they don't take certain females seriously, and it's so weird to me.
It's a powerful reminder for all of us, whether we're in the music industry or beyond, to value and fight for our worth.
You're right, Symphony. And I actually want to share a video of her that I stumbled on the other day that I thought was worth sharing. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this.
Almost every record that I have done, I have written when the artist was not in the room. I'll go through my own songs. Replay. Zendaya got 10% of the publishing, I think. She did not write on the song. She didn't. That song was written at a Rihanna song camp. It was on hold for Rihanna. Then it was on hold for Rita Ora. Famous came to me and said, yo, Tiff, there's this artist named Zendaya. We should cut Replay on her. So Zendaya got publishing and writer credit. She did not write on Replay. King by Tamar Braxton. I wrote and produced that song. I wrote that song for myself as an artist. In my living room. Tamar got, I don't know what she ended up getting. I think I own 85% of that song. But I should own all of it because I did all of it. She didn't write shit. Seven Streeter, who's a songwriter. This one really hurt my heart. Seven Streeter, Just Being Honest. Me and Mansour did that song. It was originally called Bitch. I wrote that song by myself. I'm not even really a big co-writer like that. I prefer writing songs by myself because, I don't know, I just prefer to write like that. So I have a lot of records that I have placed that either have one co-writer on or that I've written solo dolo, right? Seven ended up with 10% of that record. I fought like hell for her to not have any of the publishing because she didn't write anything on it. Publishing is my only source of income. I didn't even, and by the way, none of the artists that I've mentioned have a career anything close to in music Beyonce. None of them do. But the reason why I'm bringing up my experience with every artist or almost every artist that I've worked with that has taken publishing that they did not earn on the songs that I wrote for them is because there's a precedent that's set. The reason why I called out Beyonce is because Beyonce is the Michael Jackson of our generation. And so if there's anybody that could reshape the precedent, if there's anybody that could influence the industry, that had the power and the money and the cultural thing to say, you know what, y'all, you're right. These songwriters have been out here. We've been in the street. Literally, I have been in the street in front of Spotify. I've been in front of Universal. I have sat and I have talked to all y'all publishers. I talked to y'all publishers. I talked to the DSPs. I talked to the copyright royalty, the U.S. Copyright Office. I talked to NMPA. I talked to RIAA. I talked to SONA. I talked to NSAI. I talked to all of them. And guess what? Y'all are still broke. Okay? That's the fucking truth, right? Okay? So the people that are like, oh, this is not true. I had somebody call it propaganda yesterday. It's not fucking propaganda. The reality is there is no A-list artist, B-list artist, or C-list artist that's not taking publishing, because that is the way the music industry works. And to deny that is delusional. And what I will not allow is for anybody to make me feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, because I know I'm not in the Twilight Zone.
And here are a few engineers I'd like to highlight in today's video.
She is a Grammy award-winning producer and engineer who's worked with artists like Cardi B, Janelle Monáe, Lin-Manuel Miranda, you name it.
That's the short list.
That's the short list.
A much longer list than that. Ebony Smith discovered her love for music production as a student at Barnard College, and a few years later, she got her master's in music technology right here at NYU. She's now a senior producer and engineer for Atlantic Records. Ebony, welcome.
Welcome. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
But wait, the list goes. The list goes
Here's
on. You're the founder and president of Gender Amplified. This is an organization that celebrates and supports women and non-binary people in music production.
Yes.
Currently make up just 2.8%. Wow. Only make up 2.8% of producers in the music industry. Before we go, tell folks where they can learn about your organization, Gender Amplified.
Please visit us on all of the social media platforms. Obviously, we are on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and please visit our website at genderamplified.org.
Perfect.
Ebony Smith, we expect even bigger. You've already accomplished so much in life, but I feel much bigger things are still yet to come.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for coming here.
Here with our producer of the year, PinkPantheress. Yes. How does it feel to be honored specifically for your role as a producer?
It feels good.
What period?
I mean, it feels good. I'm gonna give the speech later, but it feels good.
Are you advocating for more women to get involved behind the scenes?
Absolutely. It's honestly shocking to me, working in this music industry, how few female engineers I've come across, female producers. I can count them on one hand.
In fact, the word engineer is male, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so
strange. I tell you, an engineer's coming into the room.
You assume.
It's a man.
It's very strange. I want to change that and encourage young girls to be able to get into that.
You'll
it's fun.
change
Why
it.
not?
Tinashe, you'll change.
Yeah, thanks.
Tiffany deserves better, and so do other hardworking women who takes on such a male-dominated role within the music industry.
Hell yeah. I mean, according to a study based on representation and equality, 96.6% were male and only 3.4% women.
Wow. That's huge, but truthfully not surprising. It's discriminatory, and I'm not too sure they want to see progression in certain areas. And if they do, Who does it benefit or impact?
To any of the listeners out there, let's keep the conversation going. How do you feel about Tiffany's story or about women in music production? It starts with conversations before we can even begin to start seeing any type of change.
Thank you all for tuning in to Beats Beyond Boundaries. Where words fail, music speaks. Where music speaks, we're here to listen and amplify. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, beauties.